Hey guys, it's Hideki. And as you know, I started my own podcast. I want to find out more about the Houston creatives and see where they started, what they do, what they think about the community, and then, of course, their goals. So if you're interested, listen up. Let's find out. Hey guys, welcome back to the 64Bitz podcast. Today we have a very special guest, lover with all my heart. Please welcome
Oh,
Lola Vaughn.
hi everybody. I love you too, Hideki.
Aw, it's always nice to meet. Oh, I see you, meet with you, speak with you there.
Always nice to be around you.
Now, Lola, of course, we know who you are. We're all part of this group that you created. Of course, Lola's Click and Post, little plug there. But we want to find out
Yes.
more as far as for like, where did you start? How long ago? What year? When did you create this?
Yeah, so I used to burlesque for many years in Corpus Christi. I was part of a troupe called the After Dark Burlesque Review. It was a group of ladies from Corpus Christi that came from all over, and
Hmm.
Corpus didn't have a burlesque scene at all
Hmm.
whatsoever, and so that's where I decided to focus all of my art and creativity. I started making costumes. I started studying burlesque and iconic burlesque artists. Um, and there's so many legends that we need to give tribute to. So when you're a burlesque artist, you have to
Hmm.
really give tribute to the legends. So that was a
What's
big
your
deal at that
top?
time.
What's your favorite? Your favorite
My
legend?
favorite,
Hmm.
okay,
I know that's hard.
that is super hard because there's some legends out there that are amazing, but then there's some like modern artists too that are really, really my favorite.
Hmm.
So one of my favorite artists is Frankie Fictitious, and she's from Las Vegas. And we just saw her recently at Nikki Knockout's show at Rise Rooftop Bar, and she was
Very
amazing. She
cool.
did
That's
her
here
icon.
local.
Yeah, and she's like, I think she's part of like the Chinese culture or something, and she does this amazing like dragon act where she has like this huge like dragon kind of like outfit and costume. It's insane. And she's traveled the world with it and it looks so good. So I was
Wow.
super excited to meet her just very recently. So Franctitious is one of my favorite burlesque dancers. But yeah, burlesque is one of the reasons I got into the scene in the community. So there was a need for me to transfer my burlesque into some other art form. And I found the TFP scene in Houston, and I was doing a lot of TFP shoots and
Hmm.
events, and was really finding that I enjoyed it a lot. And I met a bunch of people. It was like it was very much like burlesque,
Yeah.
but I wasn't having to like dance for like 3 minutes on the stage and like I could take off as much as I wanted. Like even
Hmm.
with burlesque, you could take off as much as you want. You don't have to be completely
Yeah,
nude
definitely.
with
It's a
pasties
choice,
on.
your own
It's yeah, it's
choice.
a choice. It's all up
Hmm.
to you, like how much you want to take off. But it was, I mean, when you're a burlesque dancer, it's like, and you have a full time job. It's like
Hmm.
having two full time jobs because you're
Right.
rhinestoning for hours, you're practicing for hours. So honestly, modeling is a little bit different. You know, it's like you don't have to practice for hours, but you do in some way, like your poses, and it's just a different way to transform my art.
It's almost like
So
a
I just
different
moved.
craft.
It is a different craft. So it's like, but I did learn how to pose through burlesque. So when anybody asks me, like, oh my God, like, she's like, people always call me like a pose queen, but I learned it through burlesque. I learned it through dancing. And
Hmm.
I've been a dancer my whole life. When I was a little girl, I was a ballet folklorico dancer, and I was in ballet and tap dance
Wow, that's
and
really cool.
jazz.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I really love my culture. So being in ballet folklorico when I was little was a
Yeah.
huge deal. I loved it so much. There's so much like technique and like
It's such a classic
discipline.
dance, too.
It is a very classic dance, and there's very specific like steps and
Hmm.
moves that you have to make. And not only that, but your costume has to be perfect. So there's like rules when
It
it
all
comes to
ties
that.
in together.
It
Now,
really
as
does, and
far
it's
as for
beautiful.
Lola's Click and Pose, what year, when did you actually set that down? Like, when did you brand?
Oh, when did I brand? Okay, so
Yes.
branding came during the pandemic, actually.
Oh, really? So you
Well,
were
and
out
I
there
was
hustling.
I wasn't called Lola's Click and Pose at the time.
Okay, what
Everybody
was
knew me as Lola's Shootouts.
right? I remember the
So,
name. Yep.
yeah, everybody remembers the name. Everybody still calls it Lola's Shootouts sometimes too. It's an unforgettable name, and honestly, it's just recently where I rebranded a
Hmm.
few months ago, probably over 6 months ago. I rebranded, um, but there was a problem with like the algorithm when you look up
Yeah,
the
certain
word
words are
shootouts.
sensitive. Right.
Yeah, it was a very sensitive word. Like there was a lot of violence. There was no cameras. It was guns. And so I
Yeah,
was
we
like, you know
definitely want
what?
to get away from that kind of content because it's not what we do. Not here.
Right, exactly. And somebody brought that to my attention. And so that's when I decided like rebranding was the best option. And so I came up with Lola's Click and Pose. But overall, the whole concept started during the pandemic, literally out of my own depression. I was so used to doing all the time. Like I'm so used to moving and jiving and like doing events and like,
Yeah, you're always busy.
working and doing things. Yeah, I'm always busy. And I love it. Like that's where I thrive is I'm a workaholic. I love it. But during the pandemic, I was like frozen in time. I wasn't creating, I wasn't working, and I felt terrible. I felt useless. And I knew that other people had to feel the same way. And when I made posts about it, people did feel the same way. And I was like, you know what? So what I did was I made all of these crowns. I started like working on like my art because I love creating costumes and I love like building like headpieces and creating art in that way
Hmm.
and jewelry in that way. And so I decided to make like six very unique and different crowns. And we did this
That's
like
awesome.
goddesses event in the park because it was COVID, because you couldn't be around people.
Right. You
Like
needed the
you couldn't,
space.
you needed the space.
Yeah.
And I knew of this, there was a park that I always went to that I loved a lot. And so I brought like seven photographers and seven models to the park. I assigned all my models a headpiece that I made. And I was like, your outfit can be whatever you want as long as it matches with this crown. And
That's
everybody, like,
great.
I'm not going to lie, everybody needed it because we all needed a break away from COVID and the pandemic. And I like gave somebody, like, I gave people an assignment and they like ran with it. The art that we created that day was magical. And I'm not going to lie, on that day at the park, I felt like we were conjuring, like we were manifesting
You
something beautiful.
definitely
Like
feel the
there was
energy.
energy. Yeah, the
Yeah.
energy was there. And like all, and like at every one of my events, there
Hmm.
is an energy, there is a magic. You can feel the spark in the air. Everybody's just like
Definitely.
hitting it off and it's a lot of fun. And we're sparking creativity. And that's all I'm about. That's all I'm about is like, and another thing I'm about is giving people a purpose. I've had a lot of people reach out to me that are like, hey, your shootouts have given me a reason to just fucking live. And you've brought me back to life. Or like you saved me from my depression. Like that
Mm.
stuff is so, so important to me.
That's so real though. And
It
actually
is
that
so real.
even myself,
Because like that's
100%,
why
I
I
feel that
started
way.
this. Yeah. I mean, if and especially because like that's the reason I started this shit was because I was bummed out and I was like, I need to make art with my friends, or I need to make friends that want to make art, and like let's get the fuck out of this house and like do something cool, together. And I consistently hear it at every shootout. So like, and you've seen at every shootout, there's new people. So like,
Yeah. There's
we had a
old
group of
faces and new
people.
faces.
There's old faces and new faces, and then there's faces that like they move on and like they've grown because of
Yeah.
like what they got out of my shootout. Like they were able to grow their business. They have like a portfolio now, model or photographer. Like people have grown in significant ways because of it, and and that's wonderful. I love that. Like I want people to grow. There's going to be new faces at every event, I feel like, and we met a lot of new faces this past weekend. A lot of new people, and it was wonderful. And
We
the comments that I got from these people as they left were like,
mhm.
dude, this was so fucking amazing, and I can't wait to do it again. And I'm like, you're about to be addicted. Like, this is what we do. This is
It's
what we do.
totally addicting. And I think even so, like, because as you know, you have such a wide range of photographers, whether they're
Hmm.
professionals or people that just do time for prints or just for the art, right? So I
Yeah.
like the variety of photographers and energy that is created in that room, which is going to be really hard to find anywhere else. That's my favorite part of your sets is that it's such a wide variety of people and they're all different genres, they're all different backgrounds, but everybody feels like a team during that set. Now, with that being said, since this is something that you are bringing here to the Houston community, the Houston area, I know you're spreading, you're definitely getting bigger, you're in Dallas, you're in San Antonio, you're in other places. What would you like to see here in the home base, though, in Houston? What would you like to see in the area? What would you like to grow? Or as far as for a community project, community growth, what would you like?
I think I would like something where, I mean, in my chats, there's a lot of people with great ideas. So when somebody else creates their own shootout because they've been to my shootout, I really enjoy that. So like I know that there's a couple of people that have other shootouts going on. Like they're like, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create my own thing." I'm like, "That's cool. Like do your thing, you know? Like if you have an idea, run with it. You don't have to stay with Lola's Click and Pose, you know what I mean? There's room enough for all of us to
Mm-hmm.
like grow, and that's all I want and pray for is like for people to grow from these events. I want to see more of that. You know, I want to see more events. I want to see more unique ideas. I don't want to see
Yeah.
repeated ideas because people have great ideas, but they're not sharing them. You know, and that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear that noise?
Yeah, no, 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 we're good
Okay,
there. We heard
great,
that.
great.
100%. Definitely the support and the growth. There's a seat for everyone at the table. And I say that
Yeah,
because we're all a
Houston is
little
so
different.
large. Yeah,
Right.
Houston is so large because I go to events that I didn't curate, but I like the idea. And like maybe you have an idea that I want to go to, I want to pay for. I want to pay for that ticket, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There is plenty of room. People want to do stuff. You know, people want to be a part of things. I want to be a part of things. You know,
I
so
love
I'm like,
that.
let's yeah.
More
I think like people
creative,
get
more
like
events.
yeah, like people get really intimidated by me and they're like, oh, like I'm so sorry. I don't want to step on your toes. I'm thinking of
Mm-hmm.
doing a shootout too. And I'm like, you're not stepping on my toes. Like, tell me your idea. Let me know how I can help you. Like,
Yeah.
jump into that. Like, tap into that because that's what our culture and community needs, is growth and
Mm-hmm.
like not being afraid of like stepping on people's toes. That's like super, that's fucked
It's
up,
also different flavors, different visions, and
Yeah.
also as a creator, let's say as yourself, you're always the host. It probably feels
Mm-hmm.
nice to go to an event where you're just enjoying it. You're just sitting back and
Exactly.
enjoying the event.
Right. I mean, like, if you're gonna like literally copy and paste what I'm doing, that's a problem. But I mean, if you're gonna do
Yeah.
what you do, then please do. Like I want to enjoy that, and if I can help grow that and create it, like that's what I want to be a part of as well, because that's what grows our community, and that's what builds the community, and that's what we need more of. We need to just share and be open with each other and embrace each other. It's part of the community.
I love to hear that. Now, as
Yeah.
far as for you and for your growth, as far as for your brand as either Lola Vaughn or your brand for your, just your personal brand, what do you see yourself doing? What do you see yourself getting
Well,
into?
one of my biggest plans has always been to travel with Lola's Click and Toes. So I want to go to like Las Vegas. I want to
Oh,
go to
yeah.
Nevada. I want to go to New York. Like there's all these people that reach out to me. So like I recently I paid for an ad on Facebook as I usually do for all my events. And this ad reached a lot of people because I changed the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
It reached a lot of people that weren't even in Houston. And so
Oh,
they were
wow.
like, they're like, where is this event at? And I'm like, Houston, Texas.
How
And they're like,
far did you
why?
go?
Oh, I
Oh,
don't know. To be honest, I'm gonna have to check that insights.
yeah.
But I had people from like Iowa. I had people from Las Vegas. I had people from dang Oklahoma. Were
Okay.
reaching out to me. They're like, "Well, why can't you do this here?" And I'm like, "Because I'm doing it in Houston. But this one,
Time for a tour. Time for
this
a
is for
tour.
yes, that's what I'm talking about. So I would love to. That's exactly what I would like. Would love to take Lola's Click and Pose on tour, but that's something that I'm going to need to develop.
Yeah.
Right now I have a storage unit of props. I have so many fucking props, so many backdrop stands, so many things. I just gonna have to. I mean, I have a truck that's part of the business. Is like I need
Yes.
something where I can tow shit around. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I'm just gonna have to buy a U-Haul and go to fucking like Nevada or something. Or it's
Probably
time
a
to go to
good
California.
team or a good little, hand in
Right.
there because that's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
But I see
Right. So
it.
there's.
If anyone can do
I
it,
can see it.
it's you. If anyone can.
Thank you. I believe the same thing. I believe the same thing.
Love it. Now, of course, we all know as far as for your style, your sense of clothing, what is one step that you could say that where should someone start to maybe build up their wardrobe or to build up that little sense of confidence that comes with all those accessories that we add to ourselves? What would you suggest? What is the main piece that you need in your wardrobe? Is it shoes?
The
Is it
main
is it
piece?
hair? Is it makeup? What do you need?
Oh man, what do I need? I need it all. I mean, look at me. I got you're gonna need the eyelashes, the matte lipstick. You're gonna need the hair. You're gonna need the nails,
The
the toes
nails.
done. Well, I mean, I think the importance is
Yeah.
pamper yourself, take
Yes.
care of yourself, self
Yes.
care, treat yourself, love yourself. Like make yourself look good, smell good. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? And that's one of the reasons I'm even not gonna lie. Every shootout, I don't have to put perfume on, but I do because it's
Mhm.
like if I can smell myself while I'm shooting, it just adds to the whole aesthetic.
You smell good, you
Even
feel good.
you smell good, you feel good. So even just like putting like a scented lotion on or your favorite perfume on while you're shooting makes a huge difference because like it makes me feel sexier. It makes me feel more wanted or like it makes me want to play that kitten that I do in all my pictures,
Would you
and that
say
goes a long way.
would you say your modeling is more inspired by your mental then? Not so much by what you look like, by what you wear, but maybe more your
Oh,
mental state? What do you think on that?
absolutely. I would absolutely say so because I'm an artist. So like I go with whatever I feel. Um, I literally always go with however I'm feeling. I mean, sometimes you got to fake it to make it, but I know when I get pictures back and I am straining my smile because I'm unhappy or I'm not doing well mentally. So it's important to take care of yourself and make sure that you are happy and that you are enjoying the shootout. Um, Sometimes being in a shootout when you're not in a good space is not the best place to be either. And
Yeah.
you have to like figure out like how are you going to conquer this challenge, how are you going to be your best self in this moment where you need to be your best self. All that stuff can really be very triggering, and but it can also be challenging and it can be worth it to overcome at the
Awesome.
same
Now,
time.
how do you get back to your happy place? Do you go for a drive? Do you get a snack? What makes Lola happy?
What makes Lola happy is hitting my dab pin.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you for that, by the way.
hanging. Okay. Hanging out with my cats because I feel like my cats get my energy, and
Cat.
whenever I'm in a bad space, they just like cuddle up, and I could literally feel them like soak up all the bad energy that I have.
Love it. Okay, definitely. We all need cats in our lives. I think everyone needs a
And
cat.
also just a clean space because I just like
Mm.
I love my room to be
Yep.
clean. I love a made up bed. So when I wake up in the morning, I make my bed because when I get back in my room, I want my room to look very welcoming for me. It's like, baby, I'm ready for you, and I'm like, yes.
Now, seeing how you travel, right? You travel often. Right now, I believe you're also traveling at
I
this time.
travel often. I'm in
Now,
Dallas
do
right
you
now.
are you one of those that walks into a hotel room and it's like, bam, clean room? Is it comfortable for you?
Oh, absolutely. This hotel room that I'm staying at is amazing. I got lucky with like a double bed for some reason, and
Oh,
I got to lay
sweet.
all my clothes on the other bed. The selfies are fire.
They're always
The
fire.
mirrors are good. Oh, thank you. The mirrors are good. The lighting's good. Yeah. It has a pool, but it's 104 degrees over here.
Oh yeah, Dallas is hotter
104.
than Houston. I know that.
Dude, I
That's
haven't
crazy.
checked yet, but it's crazy. Like it's literally 100. Like earlier it was like 106. Like it's total recall over here. Like it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, fucking total recall over here.
Oh goodness, so we have a classic.
I
Well,
am not lying.
we are close to our time, so I want to give you this space to, of course, give us your plug. What projects? Where should the people go see? Go look for more information about you, your projects. What do you got coming up next? Let the people know.
Okay, well, you're going to want to follow me at Lola's Click and Pose on Instagram and Lola Vaughn Pinup on Instagram as well. I'll be running a studio that is in Katy, Texas, Creative Lounge,
Oh, I heard of
which
that
is
one.
beautiful. It has
Yes.
several rooms that's already decorated, so I don't even have to build the sets. It's already
Say that
done for
name one
us,
more time.
and it's going to Creative Lounge in Katy, Texas.
Awesome.
That is where my September event will be. And it'll
Perfect.
probably be at the end of the month, possibly always on a Sunday, from like noon to 6 or noon to 7. We'll find out.
Fantastic. Well, thank
Yeah,
you, of
hope to see you all
course,
there.
Lola Vaughn. I cannot wait for that September event. And of course, all the details for the August event will be posted down below here. And I'll make sure to add all
Yay!
of your links to all of your socials. Now, thank you for your
Fabulous.
time. I'll let
You're
you
so
get back to your
welcome.
great dinner there. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Goodbye, Miss
Bye, baby.
Lola.
Goodbye, babe. See you later.
See you later.
Again, thank you to our amazing guest. If you would like to join this podcast, please visit our website, the64bits with a Z.com. Again, the 64bits.com, or send me a DM. Bye, guys.